Hello everyone and welcome on into another live stream here on the Brit YouTube channel. It is great to have you with me today. Hopefully you can hear me. I've got all my stuff set up, but I did have to take apart my setup because I had to bring my laptop into drama school last week. So hopefully you can hear me okay. It's fantastic to be here and it's been a while. It has been quite a while actually. 4 weeks I think since my last live stream, which is kind of crazy. But drama school got busy, as I suppose it always would, and I'm now going into my projects. So I've got 4 weeks of projects now, but I've been super busy with classes, and also I've been busy getting involved at church, which means that, quite simply, I haven't had the time. But I made the time today. I really wanted to do a live stream this weekend, and I've been desperate, really, to discuss with everybody the Ewing and... not the Ewing, Andor. I've been desperate to discuss Andor with everyone, while, of course, I build the Ewing from Andor Season 2. I expect it to be a fairly quiet live stream because I'm aware there's been a bit of a mix-up with the times today. Totally my fault. I said it was going to be at something like 4 o'clock, and then I postponed it to 5 o'clock, then I postponed it to 6 o'clock, and so on. It kept moving further away, and I thought it would never come, but here we are. I'm live now, and I think we've got 6 people watching, which is brilliant. So, to the 6 of you, thank you so much for tuning in. Please do hit the like button. If you would like to donate to support my channel, it would mean the world to me because I haven't live streamed in quite a long time. Channel revenue is pretty much at rock bottom. So if you do want to support what I do here on my YouTube channel, the link is in the description. It will show up on this bar here if you do use that link, and it goes a long way in supporting me and my content. So please do consider doing that. Also, drop a like and make sure you're subscribed. I believe the only one in the chat at the moment is Phoenix Deman, who says, my friend finished his Lego Millennium Falcon 2 days ago, which is very cool. Which Millennium Falcon was that? Was it the Dark Falcon, or, I don't know, a Microfighter, or was it the big one? The huge Millennium Falcon. You know, I actually think within the next 10 years they will do another version of that Millennium Falcon. I think it's probably inevitable at this point that they're going to bring that UCS Falcon back with a more detailed interior because, well, it was 2017 that was released. So in 2 years' time, it would have been 10 years old. So they've got to retire it. The big one. Wow. Impressive. I've got my cup of tea in my patriotic mug as usual, and I'm going to get on with the build. So this is the Ewing based off Andor Season 2, including 4 minifigures, which are, I believe it's an ISB security tactical agent, an ISB tactical agent, Dedra Miro, and for the first time, Cassian and K2. So really excited to open up this set. I'm going to switch to the build cam. Welcome on in, Gamer29 says, sorry I'm late. No worries, no worries. There was a bit of a mix-up with the timing, so thank you for being able to make it today. Okay, so I'm opening up the Ewing now, getting started, and the minifigure that is in bag 1 is the ISB Tactical Agent, which is a really cool and unique LEGO Star Wars minifigure. Like, I didn't think that this would really show up in LEGO Star Wars form, but here we have it. I suppose in a really dark mock, one could recreate the Gorman Massacre. I'm sure someone will do that at some point, but here we have the ISB Tactical Agent that I'm just putting together. So let me know what your thoughts are on this minifigure. And in general, I do really want to discuss Andor Season 2, because it's been quite a while since all those episodes have been out. I think the window for spoiler alerts has gone. So now, very much wanting to, well, just discuss what everybody thought of it. I thoroughly enjoyed it. There are a few ways that I would have tweaked it here and there, but I thought it was an excellent season of television and a really fitting end to the Andor story and beginning to the Rogue One story. Okay, so he's got 2 accessories, one of which is a shield, which I assume he's using on the protesters, which is kind of dark, and a blaster. So kind of dark that LEGO included this minifigure, but still, it's a cool minifigure. Here we have the ISB Tactical Agent. I don't know if it's going to focus. Yeah, that's sort of focused. If I put the gun down, it'll focus a little bit more. There we go. Great, the ISB Tactical Agent there. Very cool, very unique minifigure design. Probably not one that we'll ever get in LEGO again unless they come back in some way, shape or form. But a really great design for the Andor series, I suppose. Really worked with the parallels to fascism in the past. I'm going to be careful with what I say on the live stream in terms of that, just because I don't want YouTube to take it down. But there were some really historical parallels and, you know, current parallels, actually, to what's going on in Andor. But there we go. That's our first minifigure. Is this set worth it? Well, Shunk Sick, welcome on in. I will be giving my verdict on that once I finish the build, so you're going to have to stick with me to wait to see what my thought is on that. Oh, I thought I'd also share, guys, that I actually built a Lego set in my own time yesterday. I built this right here, the Luke Skywalker Pilot Brickhead. This is a really cool brickhead. I originally wasn't that much of a fan, but I think it's really cool. I particularly like the details, almost with the goggle design that they've created with those orange, trans orange pieces there. Lovely printed pieces to represent the detail, and it's really cool. Really nice. I kind of wish these came with minifigures, but for what it is, for the price, very reasonable, great set. So if you're a fan of, I don't know, what this is essentially is the Lego Star Wars Funko Pops. But yeah, remove his brain. They do have brains, don't they? These little brickheads. They have little pink blocks inside of them. I just realized it's been 22 days since my last live stream. That's crazy. So thank you so much to those of you who are tuning in here. I've obviously been very busy indeed, but it's wonderful to be back here live. And let me know what you thought of Andor. I'm going to go into sort of my deep dive of it and what I thought of it in a second, but I'm just interested to get some initial opinions in the chat to really start the discussion. So if you're here and you haven't said hello yet, just drop a hello message in the chat. Happy to give you a shout out, and let's do this. So I have no real clue how the build of this set works. I assume this is sort of the center of it. I think there's 5 bags. There may be 6, but I want to say there's 5. My aim today is to get 2 bags done, but this is quite a small bag, so I may even get more done with that. Have you been busy with drama school? Yes, yes, I really have, Gamer29. I've been super busy with drama school. In fact, well, I had half term a couple of weeks ago, and for that I came home. However, I didn't bring any of my kit, so I wasn't able to live stream there. I have been really busy working on all my classes and things. A few deadlines. I had a big essay that I needed to hand in that's been handed in, so that's good. That's really the only big piece of written work I've had to do all year. And lots of project stuff. I've got a busy few weeks coming up, so chances are I may not be able to live stream much in the next few weeks either. But when I get the opportunity, like today, I just felt, you know, this weekend I am going to make the time to do a live stream, because, you know, I'm sort of coming to the realization that perhaps my YouTube channel has passed its peak. Like, I'm gonna be real. I'm gonna be real here. Shoutouts for saying hello. What happened to earn shoutouts about competitions? Oh, well, not shoutouts and subscribe. Different. I didn't mean just reading the name. Yes, proper shoutouts are slightly different. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh, yeah, so I've just sort of come to the realization, I guess, that my channel may have passed its peak, you know? The Lego community seems to have quietened down a little bit. My audience now is very niche in terms of Lego musicals and theatre Lego. That's the decision I wanted to go down, to really build a specific audience. And I'm very grateful to everyone that stuck with me on that path. And I don't regret doing that, because I think, hopefully, my goal is still to one day get into the Lego Ambassador Network, or to be able to continue to work with Lego in some way, shape or form. But I, you know, continue to just work and enjoy it. But I suppose gone are the days where I had the time to do loads of stuff, and gone are the days where it was a massive priority. When it was like a lockdown or whatever, I would wake up every morning and check my subscriber count, and I'd be watching videos on how to grow my YouTube channel, and I'd be giving everything into it. And now I'd say it probably takes less than 10% of my overall energy. And that's not because I suddenly hate Lego. I love Lego and continue to, you know, I built the Brickhead, for example, in my own time, and I love my YouTube channel and my audience. But I'm a bit more active on Instagram, I suppose, on my Instagram story. So if you guys don't follow me on Instagram, you should definitely do that. I have my final GCSE tomorrow, so I'm so happy after that. I am done. Congratulations, Gamer29. That's such a great feeling. So that's really cool. And you've got a nice long summer after finishing your GCSEs. I remember that. For me, after finishing my GCSEs, we went as a family to Disney in Florida, and it was really fantastic. Like, for my 16th birthday, we went to Galaxy's Edge, and it was just a dream come true. In fact, I think those vlogs are still available on YouTube. So if you want to see what I looked like and sounded like and acted like at the time I just finished my GCSEs, they're all there. So I think the Lego Brit Visits Galaxy's Edge is what it would have been called at the time, obviously before my rebrand. But yeah, check it out. That was really fun. That definitely made my post-GCSE holiday worth it. For drama school, I barely get a big summer at all. I mean, some universities have finished in May, which is crazy. For me, don't finish until nearly the end of July, which I think is kind of crazy. Okay. Right. You like chess. Thank you for informing us of that, Phoenix Demand. I appreciate it, but kind of random, but that's okay. You can put whatever you want, I suppose, in this chat. It's a fairly quiet chat today, but that's good. Andor thoughts. Anybody Andor thoughts, or am I shouting into a void? Nobody's listening. Where is that from? That is an Andor quote, isn't it? I was hoping that Green Goose might be here to enlighten us, I suppose, with some really expert Andor analysis, but I don't think he is here at the moment. Maybe he'll tune in a little bit later, and then I'll be able to say, Green Goose. We can now dive into some Andor analysis. But yeah, pretty much anything you guys want to talk about, more than happy to just have a build and chill stream. Maybe I'll put on some music if the chat isn't too talkative. Just build, enjoy, and it's great to spend time together as a community. Siki, hello. Welcome. Howdy, Judah. Sorry I'm late. Hope all is well. Andor loved it. Thank you so much, Ed, for being here. And congratulations on the birth of your child. I don't know if there's anything more I will say. I'm allowed to say on that. But let me know as soon as you're able to, like, hop on live. Or even just, like, I'd love to have a FaceTime and a catch-up and actually say hello via the phone to baby. I'm avoiding saying the name because I want you to be able to say that yourself. But yeah, so happy for you and Cynthia. And Andor was great, wasn't it? It was really good storytelling there. Didn't Green Goose rebrand himself? I didn't think he did. Maybe he did. Maybe he didn't. I don't know. Ed, I suppose your channel at this point is taking like an indefinite hiatus. But to be honest, I don't blame you. My channel's kind of been on a bit of a hiatus. But I do want to share the video that I made, which is called the Lego Wicked set. Lego should. I've just realized my hair is an absolute mess today. I do apologize. It's really like a bird's nest. I had a shower, but I wore a shower cap, which means that it didn't, Oh, Cynthia gave birth and Judah just spoiled it. You knew this, gamer. You knew this. This is a thing. we were told about this. The due date was like early June. Yeah. Well, I haven't spoiled anything else. Don't worry. I'm going to share a video that I made called the Lego Wicked set Lego should have made. We're on 24 likes on that video so far. I mean, years back that would have been appalling, but nowadays it's all right. As I say, my channel may have passed its peak, but I continue to work hard and enjoy my Lego family, my Lego community. So if you haven't already, please do click that link there and make sure you hit the like button on my video. It would be much appreciated. I have no clue what my next video is, so I'm really not prepared. I may bring back the AFOL versus Uni Q&A series if I need to, because I used to think those videos did badly, and then I realized that musicals and Lego is a very niche thing. But you know what? I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing because I like what I'm doing. Yes, baby's doing well. So good. So good. You like cheese. You like chess and you like cheese. Paul Kahn says, I really enjoyed the Andor series. It was great, wasn't it? Really good. Very gripping storytelling, I would say. And very sophisticated as well for Star Wars. It worked so well. I've probably said this many times, but it worked so well having it release 3 episodes at a time because we could just binge. We could just sit back and watch 3 at a time. How great was that? You like monarchies. Okay, you're just listing random things that you like. Great, thanks Phoenix Demand for that profound analysis. Did you like Andor? That's the question. I'll give you some of my thoughts on Andor. Maybe we'll come back to it, but I want you guys to share your thoughts in the comments if you haven't already, and if you've got any like favorite scenes or characters that you particularly enjoyed in the series. I really enjoyed it. Season 1 of Andor was kind of a hit and miss for me, and it missed the first time I watched it, and it really hit for me the second time I watched it. But I did really enjoy Season 2. There were some parts of Season 2 that felt a little bit slow, and, some people might say to me, oh, well, Judah, you're just a classic Star Wars fan, all you want is a bit of action. And yeah, there's part of that. There's definitely part of that I want a bit of action in my Star Wars. A bit like certain people like their coffee or their steak a certain way. I like my Star Wars with a bit of action in it. And there was some times that I felt it was a bit too slow. I think the arc meaning, if you didn't know, the part of the story that felt a little bit slow for me was where Cassian was stuck on that, kind of forgettable actually, stuck on that planet. It was kind of like a war zone, and there were the 2 groups on that ship, and the ship had crashed, and then we spent sort of 2 episodes there with them trying to move from one ship to another, which wasn't the most gripping thing whatsoever. However, it really picked up when the Gorman stuff got going. Krennic was a great villain. So good to have him back in Star Wars. Dedra was also a foul piece of work, and we actually get a Lego minifigure of Dedra, which is cool. So yeah, Dedra, certainly a new character that has earned her place, I think, in the Star Wars Hall of Fame, really. She's a really great character. Cyril as well. I mean, poor Cyril. I couldn't really help feeling sorry for him because, yeah, I know that he's on the, the evil side, but bless him, he was just in the wrong place at the wrong time. Poor old Cyril. I just felt bad for him. So, yeah, Cyril had an untimely end. I am going to discuss spoilers in it. If you haven't watched it, then that's on you. Speaking of steak, do you eat and like steak? If so, how do you have it? That wasn't really the point I was trying to get across, gamer. I was trying to get a point across Andor, but yeah, I can answer the question about steak. Generally, I do eat steak, but it's not something that I will have regularly. I know something really funny was that I read about steak in the news was the leader of the Conservative Party in the UK said that she likes to have steak for lunch. I don't know if that's an ordinary thing to do. I think it's certainly a very expensive habit and tells you a lot about her. But moving on from that, I couldn't resist the little political dig, could I? Steak, medium well done. Yeah. Don't really like to see the blood in the steak. Well, I don't think it's technically blood, but no. I like it well done. Not too chewy, though. So, I like Andor and I like steak. Great takes there, Phoenix to Man. Great takes. Paul Kahn said very gripping and just very good. Yes, I would agree. I would agree. I like smash burgers. Yes, I do as well. In fact, I had a very nice smash burger when I went to see Fiddler on the Roof with my granddad, funnily enough. Yep, we had excellent smash burgers. Very nice. I thought you would have steak every day from the YouTube cash. YouTube cash, Gamer29, is non-existent. I'm a level with you. Like, I haven't had YouTube cash in months. Like, gone are the days where I'd get a monthly paycheck from YouTube. Like, that's just not happening anymore. Cyril ended up realizing the Empire wasn't about justice and saw the evils of the Empire. He did, didn't he? And just as he realized that, he was shot. Really quite heartbreaking. I did feel sorry for him. But he was being used the whole time by Dedra, who, as I say, is a real foul piece of work. She certainly got what was coming to her, ending up in the prison, which we saw Andor escape from the male version of, because it's all men, all women, I think. So, isn't that just regular politics? Well, I don't know if all politicians have steak for lunch. I mean, not that I know of. I think that would be... I know in the UK there was a politician who famously had a bacon sandwich and it didn't go down very well with the media, but that's probably because they were out to get him. But yeah, politicians do get extra attention to what they eat. But moving on from what politicians eat and whether I like my steak medium rare or medium well done. Oh, them being evil. Oh. Judah needs Ed's giveaways to come back. He's a poor student living alone. Well, Ed's giveaways are fantastic, but generally my income is... I get a little bit of money from my parents and that keeps me going. So you don't have to worry about me not living. I'm not starving by any means, so you don't need to be concerned. If you do, of course, want to support my channel, which, as I say, my Lego budget is like 0 at the moment, because I splashed out on May the 4th, and then really, I haven't actually built those. But yeah, if you want to support that, the donation link is in the description, and that would be a big help. But generally, YouTube, if I wanted to do, I've said it before, I'll say it again, if I wanted to make money, I wouldn't be doing YouTube, because this is not a money-making thing. Perhaps it was for me a couple of years ago. Now it's very much, I could be working a job or doing a side hustle or whatever. So, yeah. Right, I'm going to switch to the build cam so you guys can see that I have made some progress here with the U-Wing. It's quite small. That's the first thing that I'm taking away from it. This is the inside. It's very small. Compared to the other U-Wing, the other recent U-Wing, which was... Well, there was a microfighter, which I think came after that, but the play scale U-Wing based off Rogue One, great set. Unfortunately, though, just wasn't... well, no, unfortunately, though, this one doesn't really live up to that because of the size. I'm just going to grab the sticker sheet, because I believe I've left that in the box. So, how many bags have we got here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5... Oh, 6. 6 bags, okay. The sticker sheet isn't actually in the box, so maybe it's in the instructions. Otherwise, I should be ever so slightly concerned. Is it in the instructions? Perhaps? No? Oh, it is. Hooray! Sticker sheet has been acquired. Okay, we got sticker number 4. Again, with these 1x2 stickers, I understand why they do them. It cuts costs, but honestly, LEGO should really be printing these parts that are small. I understand the larger ones, but just to have a 1x2, you know, panel sticker, I don't know if this is a new... I suppose it is accurate, but I'd prefer, personally, slightly less accurate printed piece than an accurate stickered piece, but maybe that's a LEGO Star Wars hot take. There's a massive incurred cost to having a baby. I'll be back with giveaways eventually, hopefully start back up in 2026. Yeah, honestly, Ed, you take your time. You take your time, sir. No rush at all. And the channel's fairly quiet at the moment anyway, so please don't feel any pressure to come back and do the giveaways anytime soon. Spend the money on the baby. Enjoy your time that you've got off work. Enjoy spending time with baby, Cynthia, and just enjoy that. Make the most of it. You're eating leftover Mexican food. Ooh, very nice. Wish I had leftover Mexican food. Although I did go out to lunch today. I went, because it was Father's Day. It is Father's Day, which reminds me, I should probably say, Happy Father's Day, Ed! Happy Father's Day! Happy Father's Day! And Happy Father's Day to everybody watching, all the fathers watching, fathers, grandfathers, just Happy Father's Day to you. And to those of you who have lost a father, or perhaps don't have a great relationship with your father, just know that my thoughts are with you as well. So, yeah, today was Father's Day, but I wasn't actually with my dad. So, they all went out to lunch, as in my parents, grandparents, and, you know, siblings all went out to lunch. And I didn't, because I'm on the other, you know, not on the other side of the country quite, but a fair way away. So, I went for lunch myself. I went to the Vietnamese restaurant called Pho, and I had something called, like, a brisket stew. It was essentially stew. It was beef stew. There's beef in the stew. It was lots of vegetables. It was quite healthy, actually. Very nice. Very nice. Unbrick Me has put in a $2 donation. Thank you so much for the $2 super chat, Unbrick Me. Unbrick Me is the king of Lego Technic, he says, in a very humble fashion. Thank you very much, Unbrick Me. I don't know if I've seen you around on the channel before. Maybe you've rebranded, or I don't know. But thank you so much for donating. $2, every little helps, as Tesco says. So very grateful to you for that donation there via Super Chat. Thank you. Thank you very much. A reminder to people, if you do want to donate, I suppose it's best that you use... Look, can't speak. You use the link in the description, because that comes straight to me. That will just, I suppose, get added to a pile that won't come through for a while. But thank you so much anyway. Really appreciated. You can do whatever's best for you, but I'm very grateful. Thank you, Unbrick Me. Speaking of Andor, did you watch it with anyone? I know you watched Stars with my granddad. I did. I watched it with my granddad and my grandma. The three of us sat down and watched Andor, and I hope to, in the summer, rewatch Andor Season 2 with my dad, because I know he's really excited to watch it as well. But I was only home for a week, and watching Andor in itself, you know, all the way through, was quite an endeavour, let alone doing that twice with two different sets of people, and my dad wasn't going to come over and join me and my grandparents. So, yeah, we really enjoyed it. It was really nice to watch it together, and I only had to... sort of nudge them a couple of times to see. I think my granddad almost fell asleep once, and my grandma almost fell asleep once. So I was only once. I just had to periodically check if they were still okay. They're still awake. They're still watching. Okay. Otherwise, I'd be like, "Are you all right?" Oh, yes. I'm just resting my eyes. So yeah, it's nice to watch Star Wars with people. I originally watched Andor Season 2 on my own because it came out here, and I didn't want spoilers online. But it was nice to rewatch it with my grandparents, and I will rewatch it again in the summer with my dad. So, here we have, I'll show you guys on the build cam, bag one of the Ewing. Very small is my initial thoughts, but that is the extent of the interior there. So, we'll see. We shall see how it comes together. Bag two. So, I'm surprised it was quite a small bag, but there's 6 bags overall, so slightly more bags than I thought it would have. But 6 bags is reasonable for a set of this price. I did pay full price. Did I pay full price for this one? I think I did. I want to say I did. Maybe I used some discount points. I think I paid full price for this one, though. And I'll see whether I think it's worth the £60 that I had to pay for it on May 4th. Gamer, I only sold 1 kidney. You should have moved to the UK before giving birth so you could have a child for free instead of seeking an organ. Yes, yes. Well, my grandparents do always say, you know, the invitation for Ed and Cynthia and baby to come and stay with them, and, well, not indefinitely, but come and stay with them for a break is always open. Okay, bag 2. And this is where we get the start of the blue and white colour scheme. Oh, you can't see, that's great. The blue and white colour scheme coming through. Ah. I thought you'd have to sell more discount. Oh, sell more, what, organs? Okay, here we go. Oh, and by the way, if you guys don't know, I am doing 100 push-ups every day in June to raise money for Cancer Research UK. I've been posting about it, and we've actually already surpassed the £500 goal I was trying to raise with the help of some YouTube friends, but mostly personal family and friends, which I'm very grateful for. So if any of you guys do want to chip into that fund and support cancer research, there is a link in my community tab to support that fund. Any donations from today's live stream will go towards my YouTube fund, which is important, but certainly not as important as cancer research. So ideally, we get some of both. But that cancer research fundraiser is something that I'll continue doing by the end of June. And I've still got to do 50 press-ups today, so I've got to do those after the live stream. But that's fine. Sometimes I like to leave them until before bed, and then I know that I can't get into bed until I've done my press-ups. But also, I'm going to be going to have proper guns by the end of the month, I hope, to show my hard work. Personally, I built this set and I love it. I don't own the original. The size seems decent to me. The wings are large compared to the small section. Yes, I remember that about the original Ewing build. Like, it originally seems small, and then, of course, you get the big wings. So, yeah, that's just my personal opinion, though. No, very valid, and I look forward to either agreeing or disagreeing with you when I finish the build. The minifigs are cool, though, in this one. Like, Dedra Miro is a character that I wanted to see from Andor, and now we have Cyril, Dedra, and Luthen all in Lego Star Wars form, and, of course, Cassian. So the only one that we're really missing is Bix, especially now that we've got B2 Emo, the droid, in the advent calendar. So, yeah, we're missing a Lego Bix. That's kind of the main cast. And, of course, I'm sure there'll be people who say, what about so-and-so, what about so-and-so? But the main people, seems to me that Bix, Cassian's, I think they're married, aren't they? Wife. I think, yeah, she should have been included in this set. But I understand why she wasn't, because she did fight with the rebellion, but not on... No, she did fight with the rebellion on Yavin. She did, and then she left, which was kind of heartbreaking. But then we saw the bombshell at the end. Sorry, if you haven't seen Andor, this is just ruining it for you, but that's okay. It's been long enough. And then we saw the bombshell at the end that, of course, Bix and Cassian had a child that Cassian never knew existed, which makes watching Rogue One again, which I have, just even more gut-wrenching when you see Cassian die. I did actually rewatch Rogue One after watching Andor Season 2, and it was good. It was really good, and I think it added so much more, especially to the first half of the film. Like, I remember originally watching Rogue One, and a lot of people have said this, it jumps around so much, but the pace is almost matching the end of Andor Season 2, and I think that's what Tony Gilroy and the crew who worked on Andor did really well, which was just sort of lead into Rogue One. I want to rewatch Rogue One with my grandparents in the summer, just so that they can see how the story finishes. But I really enjoyed rewatching it. The only thing that was slightly, I guess, disconcerting was the AI, not the AI, the CGI cameos. Like, Grand Moff Tarkin just looked weird, and Leia looked slightly off as well. Kind of looked like Battlefront cutscenes, which I suppose it was inevitable that they would age, but I just wish they'd get someone in to do it. And, you know, George Lucas never had a problem with doing ever so slight adjustments to stuff. I suppose, considering I think there was some sort of lawsuit to do with the bringing back of Peter... Is it Peter Cushing or Peter Cushing? Never really know how to pronounce his name. But there was some sort of lawsuit to do with his family not being very happy that they'd actually used his image and his voice and brought it back. So, maybe even without their knowledge or consent, which was fairly concerning if that is the truth. But I understand then why they wouldn't want to touch that one. But Leia, like, they can definitely go in and readjust. A bit like Rise of Skywalker Leia as well, like, looked good in the moment, but then as you... Rise of Skywalker Leia, by the way, I'm talking about is the training scene. There's a Luke Skywalker and Leia training scene, CGI, in that. Just looked a little bit weird. You're a big inspiration when it comes to making content, so thank you for being you. That's really kind. Thank you so much, Brick Adventures Daily. I've been so busy, honestly. Like, content creation is not my biggest priority right now, so it's really kind to still have people like yourself appreciating the content that I am able to produce and supporting me. So thank you so much for your kindness. What was that old woman's name in season? Oh, Marva. Yeah, Cassian's mum. Yeah, Marva was a season 1 main character, but... Oh, Mon Mothma. How on earth could I forget? I mean, I suppose we haven't had a recent Lego Mon Mothma. We have had Mon Mothma in Lego at some point before. I think it was in one Lego Star Wars set many years ago, maybe 2009. So I would have been, what, 3 years old when that set came out? So I don't know that set. We definitely need an updated Lego Mon Mothma. So Bix and Mon Mothma are the characters that I think most need to be made from Andor. But I suppose I was right in saying Mon Mothma has technically been made by Lego. Okay, interesting function here. I don't really know what it's going to do, but I assume it's going to do something. I don't know. Yeah, hopefully you can see it all coming together. The front of the U-wing and the colour scheme and everything all coming together. Some nice pieces. Isn't Mon Mothma in the Yavin set? No, she isn't. And big missed opportunity. As well as General Draven, I want to say, who was in Andor Season 2. And Rogue One really should have been in that really should have been in that Yavin set. I don't see why they didn't do it. Obviously, they wouldn't have known that he would have shown up in Andor and that Mon Mothma... Well, they would have known Mon Mothma would have shown up. It's just a bit silly that they didn't include it. Include those characters. I would have loved a Vel or her girlfriend. Oh, yeah, Vel and Cinta. Yeah. Yeah, they were good characters. They were good characters. Unfortunately, they both... No, Vel survives, doesn't she? Cinta meets an unfortunate end on Gorman. Paul Kahn, thank you so much for the £5 donation. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much. Thank you. Using the link in the description there, Paul Kahn just popped £5 in. Thank you so much. That's going to support my, my channel. So thank you so much. That's really supportive and very kind of you. So thank you. Yeah, we were just discussing Andor characters we want to see in Lego, really. So any characters we haven't discussed yet. But big shout out, Paul Kahn. Thank you so much. That's our first donation with the link in the description today. Thank you so much. Oh, actually, because Ed isn't here, he can't do it. I'll give you a dono dab. There you go. Okay, that was a big weird, like a then. I don't know where that came from. Green Goose, hello. We were literally just talking about Andor, your favorite topic. Give us your thoughts on Andor then. I trust you've seen it. I watched the end before you, which I thought was crazy. How are your guns coming along with all the new push-ups? Well, Ed, I'll give you a... I mean, it looks... The lighting doesn't make it look that impressive, but I think if I were to show you... It's difficult, isn't it? The lighting isn't doing... The lighting isn't really doing me much service here, but... Like, you should be able to see some, like... Look at that! Look at that! There we go. The lighting isn't great, but you should be able to... There we go. I don't know. The light is very much, but there we look at that. Yeah. So they're coming along. They're coming along. Ed, it's a work in progress. Judy, you look the same. Well, that's because of the light. I tell you, if you look at me in the mirror, topless, not that you ever will, Gamer29, that'd be kind of weird. But when I do, not frequently, but as I'm going to bed, this is not sounding great, but, you know, as I'm going to bed, I'll look in the mirror and be like, hello, I see some guns developing, which is nice. So, yeah, they are happening. I know it looks like the same, but yeah, it's a work in progress. It's good. It's consistency is key, and that's the thing. I'm eating well, I'm sleeping well, I'm training well, doing all those push-ups. So, although I'm sure it's not going to make me, I don't know, like a sumo wrestler by the end of the month, but 100 push-ups a day will certainly have some sort of impact. Loved Andor Season 2. It would have felt better one episode at a time. Oh, Gringish, you always manage to find an Andor take that I profoundly disagree with, don't you? Totally disagree with you on that. I mean, I can't help but feel that we were robbed of a season for every year. I think a season of every year would have just felt mind-numbingly slow. There were times that I felt it was, you know, teetering on the edge of, is this too slow? And it didn't really ever get there where I was like, oh, I'm bored, where it was like in Andor Season 1. I think it kept the pace about right. But, yeah, releasing it 3 episodes, I think, was this show's saving grace, actually, for the second season. If they'd done it 1 episode at a time, especially those episodes of talking, we would wait all week. Especially with the Gorman build-up. Like, they did 4 episodes on Gorman. We'd wait all week hoping that the next thing would be, and then it would just be, you know, drawn out even longer and longer. So, no, I definitely disagree with you there. Sorry, Green Goose. I'm glad you enjoyed it though. I just can't agree with you on that it should have been one episode at a time, because it allows us to binge the series. I can't find this piece, which is very... Oh no, it's here. My favourite episode was Mon's escape from the Senate. That was a good episode. I think the best one was probably the Gorman Massacre episode, which actually has the highest of any Star Wars TV episode aside from The Rescue, which is the end of Mando Season 2, on IMDb, which is very impressive. Which, yeah, the Gorman Massacre basically matched the levels of Luke Skywalker returning. So, really good. Really well done. Okay. Here we have... Oh. Bag 2 of Andor. I love how LEGO made both K2SOs worth buying. I agree, actually. I agree. I've seen the reviews of the big K2SO. It looks really good. Okay, here we have it. This is looking more and more like a Ewing now. I think we've got time to do a third bag, so that's what I'm going to do now. The clock is ticking. Is it now? Is it now? Oh, I don't even think... I didn't have my charger on. That's slightly concerning. There we go. Plug it in. Okay, good. I didn't want my laptop dying. Okay, bag 3. Here we go. Let's grab that out of the box. Great. Oh, spare piece there. That's another small bag for bag 3. I'm surprised that these bags are small. But then again, the set itself is small. Oh, I'm talking about both minifigs. The set... Oh, and the Rogue One. Oh, I see. I thought you meant both K2SO sets, because there's this one and the big K2SO. But, yeah, both of them ever so slightly different, aren't they? The Andor one and the Rogue One K2SO, ever so slightly different. I wouldn't describe them both as worth buying, though, because, I mean, if you got one, I don't see any reason to go out and buy the other. I think the other was exclusive to the Krennic's shuttle. Because they never actually released a Rogue One shuttle set. You know, the shuttle that they steal, the big Imperial... I thought that was the most obvious LEGO Star Wars set from Rogue One to make. But they didn't. They spread out the Rogue One characters all throughout that wave, so that you had to buy them all, which is smart. Kind of like what they did with the Knights of Ren. Okay, Andor himself. Cassian is going to get a minifigure here. I'm going to pop his nice sort of subtle smile face on him. And he's got his hair, which I think is exactly the same as the Rogue One hair that he had. Correct me if I'm wrong, though, guys. You might know better than I do on this one. Oh, why have I got 2 Cassian hair pieces? It's strange. Well, look at that. I've got 2 Cassian... Has anyone else got 2 Cassian hair pieces? How very strange. Well, I hope that doesn't mean they've missed another piece out, but it seems that I have... Look at that. I've never seen that before. So I've got 1 Cassian and spare head. Is it supposed to be like that? Oh, you got 2 as well? How strange. You also got it. Oh, well, how weird. Okay, so it's not just me. That's very strange. Why do we need a spare hairpiece? I don't know. That's really weird. Anyway, here we have Cassian. I don't know why my voice just died then. Here we have Cassian. Free hair, can't complain. Yeah, I know. Bet those are going to sell on Bricklink. So, yeah. Cassian. He looks like Cassian. There's nothing more I can say there, really. Okay, moving on. I used it for the ISB Tactical Agent. Yeah, but that's not his part, is it? It's, and he's got a hat to wear. He's not bald, so... Weird. Andor's wig. Yeah, it would have been cool if they'd included, Luthen. You know, when in the Ambush on Ferrex set. If they'd included a wig for Luthen, so that he can switch in and out of his disguise, that would have been fun. Claire's also another character that it would be nice to get in LEGO. Just remembering her, Luthen's adopted daughter. It was great to see Luthen's sort of full story play out. Obviously, we never really know the whole story about how he came to be in that battle where he met Claire, or what their life was like. We just get, you know, snippets. Why he hates the Empire so much, we don't really know. I don't think we find out. But, yeah, really, really powerful. And Luthen, I suppose, well, he paid the ultimate price, didn't he, for the rebellion? He was the architect of it all and never got to live to see it. Please hit the like button. Yes, guys, please do hit the like button. It would be much appreciated. Please do continue to like it up. Now, I'm conscious that I'm getting through this build extraordinarily quickly, which makes me ever so slightly concerned for my live streams in July and June, the rest of June, because put simply, I only have one more Lego set to build here, and that is the Dark Trooper attack from back in 2022. I have actually built that set already, but the set was so jumbled up, I lost all the pieces, and I sold the minifigures, so I thought it was best to buy another one, which is I did at the time. So I had a sealed one sat there in the box about 3 years, and I plan to crack that open. Yeah, can't speak. Crack that open live on my next stream. Well, I was going to say maybe I do 2 on the U-wing, but this is such a speedy build. Someone send this guy some big sets. Well, I have got, I don't have it here, but the UCS 8080 is my, hopefully my summer build series. That's at home. Incredibly excited to build that. So, that's a big set. As is the UCS Slave 1, but again, I can't build that here because I simply do not have the space. Nowhere for me to display. I mean, there's nowhere for me to display this either, to be quite frank with you, but I'm still building it because it's sort of small, but if I were to I can transport this. I can sort of swoosh it. Certainly can't do that with the Slave 1 or... Sorry, Lego. The Jango Fett's Fire Spray class gunship. Because we can't use the word slave, so we have to say Fire Spray class gunship. So, I don't have that one with me either. So I have got some big sets. I unfortunately just don't have them with me. I can only really build small sets here that can easily be transported home. I'm saving up for the Death Star, and if Krennic's not in it, I will... Oh, I'm sure he will be. He will absolutely be in it. I'm also saving up for the Death Star. I have a little Death Star fund going. It's not particularly impressive at the moment, but it's a work in progress. So any big donations will go towards anyone who feels like, oh, I'm just going to pop, I don't know, like £25 in the link in the description. Sometimes we have that. Most times we don't. But if someone does, that's what it would go toward. It would go straight into my Death Star fund. Judah, did you know this Rogue One K2SO is battle damaged and the... Oh, the Rogue One K2SO is battle damaged and this one's... Oh, I didn't know that. I hadn't paid that much attention to it. That's cool, though. Nice attention to detail there. I didn't realise that there was such a big difference. Death Star, like new? Well, there is a rumour going around that we will be getting a new Lego Death Star by the end of the year, which would be absolutely incredible. I've wanted the Death Star for as long as I wanted to buy Lego Star Wars, pretty much. So, if I can get the Death Star, I will be a very, very happy person. Unfortunately, though, it's rumoured to cost like $1,000, which I don't have, so... Oh, you really liked his Bail Organa, the recast. Is it Benjamin Bratt? Is that the name of the actor? Yeah, he did well. He did well, I think. It was kind of weird watching Rogue One straight after Andor, and then you have the actor swap straight back. So it was a little bit misfortunate that they couldn't get, especially since the guy was in Kenobi, was he not? As Bail Organa. So it's not like he's been consistently the Disney version. A bit like, oh, who is it that they recast and just sort of got used to it? I'm trying to think now. Maybe Han Solo. They recast Han. But that wasn't who I was thinking of. Anyway, Mon Mothma. Maybe Mon Mothma is who I was thinking of, yeah. But that was the only thing that kind of made the rewatch kind of like, oh, weird. Okay. Coming together. Looks much more like the U-wing rebel ship that we are familiar with now, which is good to see. By the way, I went to the theatre last night and I saw Chicago the musical. I went to London and saw Chicago. And it was good. It was good. It wasn't my favourite musical ever. This is what Bag 3 looks like, by the way. It wasn't my favourite musical ever, but I still really enjoyed it. The choreography was great. There's no way I'd ever be a dancer in that show. It's just so intricate and precise. I wouldn't be able to do that. I don't think if I trained for the rest of my life, I'd be able to do what some of those people can do very naturally. But it was good. It was good. What was... kind of like, oh my word, it's one of the guys forgot a line and needed a prompt, which I'd never ever seen happen in like a professional production. And I was like, wow. So it does happen to pros. I suppose as amateur actors, we always wonder what it might be like if someone forgets a line on a West End stage or a London stage or whatever. And this guy did. and he got quite flustered and he said, "What's the line?" Which I've never ever seen happen before. And they gave him the line and they carried on and the show finished. And I'd never ever seen that happen. So I suppose just it does happen very rarely, but that's the first time I've ever seen that happen. It was a good show though. Some parts were better than others. Some actors were better than others, but still good. Okay, here we have bag 3. I'm just going to carry on. I'm going to switch to the build cam then. There we go. Grab bag 4. Now, I may decide to leave bags 5 and 6 to do for another live stream, but I'm certainly going to do bag 4 because it's only been 47 minutes, so maybe I do bag 4, call it a day, and then do the others in another live stream. Not sure. You think Season 2 would have benefited from a Tony Gilroy, red robe-clad Palpatine? What, you mean played by Tony Gilroy? I agree that Palpatine could have been in Season 2 of Andor, though. I do agree. Like, there were moments, especially when it came to Mothma's parts, like, there was definitely potential to see Palpatine in the Senate, in the Imperial Senate. It would have been really cool. And I suppose Tony Gilroy's thinking was, if someone doesn't have to be there, then there's no point shoving them in there. And, yeah, Palpatine didn't technically have to be in it. Would have been cool. I don't really get the arguments as to why Vader should have been in it. I didn't think that was necessary, although, then again, it could have been quite cool to see him show up and choke Dedra after she leaks the Death Star info or whatever. So yeah, I did think watching Mon's speech as like a react cam almost would have been cool. So yeah, I'm with you on that. Okay, Dedra Miro is now our next minifigure. So now this minifigure has kind of been a little bit controversial because Dedra has these sort of white and black legs, and the general consensus was that it should have been dual molded legs, meaning that the top half is properly white all the way around and the bottom half is black all the way around. Unfortunately, that wasn't how LEGO decided to do it. They decided to essentially cut costs and print the white on top. It doesn't fully match, which is a shame. Does it break the minifigure? I'll lift it up and show you guys in just a sec. Let me give her gun. Does it, like, make the minifigure objectively terrible? No, I think some people slightly overreacted to this. But you can see the white on the torso is evidently different from the white on the legs. Because white being printed on black is not going to look as pure as a white Lego piece. Unfortunately, this is the way LEGO decided to do it. You can see it's not white all the way around. They do have white and black dual molded legs. In fact, I think they should have just used the dual molded legs and not printed them at all. I honestly don't have a problem with that if they'd just done that, because then it would have looked a little bit better than what we have now, which is a print that doesn't really look great. It's unique. It continues all the way down, as you can see, from the torso to the leg, so it doesn't match. I'm just not particularly a fan of the decision there, and I think a lot of people said this. It doesn't break the minifigure. I think the head, hair, like hat mold works well, although it would have been nice to have a separate, like, hair piece included for her, which there isn't. But there's Dedra. There we have the probably one of the meanest Imperials there is. Yeah, foul piece of work, this woman, but great acting. Okay, let's pop Dedra down and build this bag. Hello, Judah, says the Manx Bricks. Hello, welcome. What do I think of the next wave of LEGO Star Wars sets that we're supposed to be getting in August kind of leaked? Yes, I have seen them, haven't I? So it was a LEGO Star Wars, a catalogue, wasn't it, that was leaked. Now, as someone who aspires to be in the LEGO Ambassador Network, I'm not going to speak extensively about this because I'm aware of their rules, but I'm not a member of the LEGO Ambassador Network right now, which means I'm not bound by their rules of don't talk about it. So, I have seen it. It looks like a really solid wave of sets. There are some that are less exciting, like that buildable Ewok, which looks cool, but it's just a buildable Ewok. What is really exciting to me is that V19 Torrent with Asajj Ventress. That's really cool, especially the Clone Turbo tank as well. And the, well, the UT-80 was not meant to be, was it? But there was another one that I was thinking of. Where was it? Oh, the MTT. The MTT is great as well. The Jango Fett Slave 1, the smaller Jango Fett Slave 1, which has been sort of pseudo-revealed by LEGO now, I think, on some website or whatever, is kind of inevitable that they would have done that, because the 2021 Boba Fett's Slave One, or Boba Fett's Slave One, is actually such a good design that you might just think, why on earth would they not choose to redo that in the color scheme? The biggest thing for me that makes that set a buy is the new Torn Way mini. Is it Torn Way or Lama Su? I think it might be Lama Su. I think we've already had Torn Way, which matches that set perfectly with the Obi-Wan's Starfighter. So really excellent set, that one, for people that didn't get the big Slave One. And apparently that's also going to come with a stand for it, which is really brilliant. So for those who did buy the Slave One, the big one, sorry, the UCS Jango Fett's Fire Spray class gunship, if you want the Lama Su minifigure, just let me know I'm getting the correct name of the Kaminoan. We will still have to go out and buy the smaller one, which is a smart move from LEGO. Interestingly enough, they're not doing the thing where they reuse the UCS character like they did with Captain Rex in the UCS Venator. So it seems, I suppose, that they saw the controversy around their decision to re-release a minifigure that was previously only available in a very collectible set in a very cheap one, and decided, no, we're going to make a version that's ever so slightly different, so there's still an exclusive version, which I think is the right thing to do. Because that way, they should have done it with the Captain Rex, really. Just have a Captain Rex without the arm printing in a cheap set, and then you keep the fans who wanted a special minifigure in their big set happy. So what we have with the new Jango Fett is Jango Fett exactly the same as the UCS, but just with plain arms, which works. It works. No complaints there. I think it's perfectly fair to say if you want the special Jango Fett minifigure, you should have to buy the big special set, and you can still buy a Jango Fett minifigure if you don't have that set. I think it's the best of both worlds. I think they've done a really good job with this wave of LEGO sets. Price-wise, I think some of it is kind of crazy, especially with the tariff, so you guys can thank your orange president for that. But here in the UK, I think the prices are still slightly too high. There are many sets that I'll be waiting to buy on sale, but maybe a couple that I'll buy on release. Again, really don't know, but we'll have to wait and see. That is my sort of rundown. I'm obviously not able to show... I can, but I'm choosing not to show you the images of the new sets. If you want to see them, you can look them up, and they are widely available online if you want to look them up. But that's my thoughts, so you can let me know what your thoughts are, but I'm not going to, as I said, extensively discuss that. Okay, it is like a baby U-Wing. It's very different to my U-Wing that I built back in 2016. Sorry, you can't actually see it. There we go. Orange President. Well, am I wrong? I don't really think I'm wrong. Have you seen it's going to be yellow clone troop? Yes, I did see the 327th, I think it is, Commander Bly's Troops Battle Pack. Again, really cool. And I think there's also the Galactic Marines and Bakara with Kia D. Mundi in a clone turbo tank, which really should have been a UT-80. Seems really weird that they did a turbo tank. Like, sure, awesome, I love a clone turbo tank, but why would you do the only... I don't remember them being in a clone turbo tank, I remember them being in the UT-80. So, you know, does it matter at the end of the day? Not really. I will still go out and buy the clone turbo tank, just a bit of a missed opportunity with that. But that's my sort of rundown of the LEGO Star Wars Summer sets, and again, when the big pictures drop, probably within the next month, we'll get official images from LEGO of all of those sets, and I'll probably do a couple of YouTube shorts just to say, this is what I think of this set, and this is what I like about this one. But as I said before, my main channel focus now is very much theatre and LEGO, so please do like my latest video. In fact, there's 16 of you watching, which is amazing. If all of you guys went and liked my video, that would be really brilliant, because I don't think we've quite got 25 likes yet. It's called the Lego Wicked set LEGO should have made. Literally, please just take 5 seconds. Just drop a like on that video. Some of you will be thinking, oh, okay. But please do it. It'd be very much appreciated. Only 2 exams left until I'm on summer holiday. Lucky you, Green Goose. Well earned. Well deserved. You got any plans for your long summer? I know in America, there's a lot of buzz because Brick World Chicago is it Brick World Chicago? It's well underway. I don't know how long that goes on for, whether there's another day or whether it's finished, but loads of LEGO influencers have been over. I think my friends Brick Flair and Venator Bricks are there. Shy Time is there. And some of the biggest faces in the LEGO Star Wars community are also there, so that's cool. I would love to go to a big LEGO convention like that one day. Just, I think that would really like reignite my passion for the Lego community, because I do have a passion for the Lego community, but like since it's sort of shrunk since COVID, there's a general feeling that the Lego community might be slightly declining. But I suppose going to one of those events really fills you with the optimism and the hope that actually there's so many people out there that love Lego to the extent that you do, which is great. More stickers! No! Okay. Almost approaching the hour mark. I'm very much considering calling it a day after this bag, not because I'm tired or because my voice is playing up or anything, simply because I don't particularly want to use up all my bags of this set. But then again, like, I might. I don't know. It's kind of a channel revenue thing. Because like, because if I don't, yeah, it's kind of a revenue thing as well. Like if I use up my live stream time for this set, then I might not be able to raise the revenue to buy another set to do another live stream. So, of course, the donation link is in the description. You can support me with that. That might encourage me to say, you know what, let's just do the whole thing. How's this thing going, Judah? It's going well. It's looking good, I think. It's kind of like a baby U-Wing compared to the other U-Wing, but so far so good, I would say. Nothing about it that's screaming, this is a terrible set. Which is good. Thought you started at 8. I didn't, no. I started at 7:30. It was kind of crazy. I didn't really know when I would be able to start, because I thought I was going to church in the evening, and then they had a weird service going on, so I didn't want to go to the church then, so... Because I don't actually go to my church in that Sunday evening, so sometimes I go to another church, but their service was kind of like a very much a weird church family service, which is fine, but I'm not actually a member of that church, so I was kind of like, okay, I know no one, and this isn't my church, so I'm just going to come back and do the live stream early and then go to bed, because I did actually go to my church this morning. I just like to go there sometimes. So, yeah. Nice, how are you doing? You've not been busy the last couple of days. I've not actually seen you live unless I missed your streams. No, you're absolutely right. I haven't live streamed in quite a while. 22 days since my last live stream. So grateful to those of you who are tuning in with me today. I've just been super busy with drama school. I've been getting involved much more in my church, which is awesome. I've had the opportunity to share, I suppose, my gifts in terms of music and singing. So I've been doing that. And... time has run away from me, and I haven't been able to do as much YouTube as I would have wanted, but I'm still here, and this is, you know, this is very much a statement from me as saying, I'm here, I haven't left, I'm not giving up, I'm still very much around, but the days of YouTube being my #1 priority, the days in which I thought that I would just build a career out of YouTube are very much in the distant past, I would say. Like, YouTube is a fan-funded project in terms of you guys. It's paid for by your donations, your very generous donations, and done for me for fun and not for money. That's pretty much all for views. That is the way I see my channel. Okay, well, we've got a spare hairpiece and a spare gun, which is kind of weird, but okay. There we go. And there we go. You've been super busy crafting your new profile pic. Nice. Nice. Okay. So here we have our U-Wing, which looks much more like a U-Wing, and of course if you open it up, you'll see, ooh, you've got a lovely angle there let me avoid this angle, this is not, there we go. You've got, there we go, opened up and closed up. Now, the biggest difference to me is chunkiness. So I own the 2016 U-Wing set, much chunkier. Like you can see here, very much like pancake sized, not chunky at all. The interior, I don't think is that much smaller than the 20. I know it is, but it doesn't feel that much smaller. But it's certainly small. Like, for example, there's a little bit here that I don't actually think this leads to anywhere. I don't know if there's anything we put in there, but yeah, I've closed it now. So, box art is beautiful. It is a really great box art set, this one. Right, do I continue or do I not continue? To continue or not to continue? That is the question. That is the question. What do we think? What do we think? To continue or not to continue? How many bags have I got? I've got 2 bags. Oh, I'm really tempted. I mean, let me think. Well, next week, actually next week I won't be able to live stream. because next we've got family visiting on the Saturday, and then the Sunday I'm actually at church all day because there's a baptism service. So that means that I'll be around and then leading on the 6th. Maybe. Continue. Well, of course you guys would say continue. Alright, I'll continue. I will ask, you know, I will continue, but I will ask, I suppose by continuing, I'm kind of wiping out the possibility to do another live stream later in the month. So if you are able to donate and you haven't yet today, would really mean a lot just to support my channel going forward through the summer. But I will continue because I'm in the mood for a live stream, and you know what? I haven't live streamed in over 20 days. So I'll just put that thing out there about revenue and likes and stuff. Please do like it up. And yeah, I'll continue. I think I can finish it, honestly. It's smaller than I thought it would be, but I don't know why I'm surprised by that. I knew it was going to be a small set. Your accent is quite opulent. Oh, thank you, Nate. I don't know what that word means. I assume it means distinguished. Just continue without building. No, but otherwise I'm just sat here like a podcaster, and sometimes the chat's dead and I'll just be sat here. I need something to do. I assume opulent means sophisticated, you know, or you might be insulting me. I don't know. But what part of the UK I'm from? I was born in London. First 10 years of my life I lived in London, but not a particularly posh area of London. I actually went to school in Ilford, which is like on the border with Essex. And then, yeah, moved out to Kent. Yeah. So that's where I'm from. But obviously I'm not going to give you any more than that. Okay, let's get this out. Time to finish up the Ewing. Don't know why I did that. Okay, bag 5. Hello. Oh, some big bits. Maybe this is where we do the... My head teacher's from Kent. Nice. Okay, oh, dropping parts here, there, and everywhere. Here, there, and everywhere. Here, there. Pure show of acting talent. What, me? Going, Ewing. The good news is, for anyone slightly concerned that I need to be up early in the morning, probably my grandparents, they're probably thinking, go to bed. I haven't checked my phone, but I wouldn't be surprised if I got a message from my grandma saying, Judy, you need to be up early tomorrow, don't stay up too late. Well, Grandma, I can tell you, if you're watching, that I actually don't need to be at drama school tomorrow until 12, which is pretty much unprecedented. It's the way that the timetable has worked for tomorrow, so I actually don't need to be until 12, which means I can have a lovely line on a Monday morning, which is just lovely. So I'm very happy about that, which means I can afford to live stream later than I would usually live stream on a Sunday night. Which I suppose makes tonight an ideal opportunity to build this beautiful Lego Star Wars set. Why did I go into this is a beautiful Lego Star Wars set. This is a Ewing. Dedra was right. She was right all along. Yeah. Do I sing professionally? I'm training in singing at a drama school, a very reputable drama school. And I train in singing, acting, a little bit of dance, voice, movement, all sorts of things to set me up for a career in acting and musical theatre. So, do I sing professionally? No, in terms of I'm not a singer, I don't get paid to sing. I mean, if anyone wants to donate actually now and puts a song request in, I'm more than happy to do that because I haven't done that in ages. So I'll throw that out there now. But I don't sing professionally. One day I'm sure I will perform professionally, God willing, but not singing itself. I don't want to be a singer. I mean, who knows? Wherever my life takes me. But I don't actually know. I don't plan on being a singer. I don't get paid to sing is the biggest lie ever. How? How? Oh, you mean from live streams in the past? Sing the Duck Song. I'm not doing the Duck Song 5. I'm not. Being paid to sing does not constitute the Duck Song 5. I wouldn't even class that singing or a song. I remember Guess the Song. Oh yeah, we did Guess the Christmas Song. That was fun. Guess the Christmas Song was good. Tell me that no, we're not going to tell the duck story today. Absolutely not. My amazing idea is to do a live Q&A on the stream, then edit it down to a video so you get a long video and a free video filled with content, and you can bring back A4 versus Uni. Well, yeah, but I don't want to, you know, a shabbily edited together compilation of a stream. It's kind of harsh, but I do hold my content, even though it doesn't get that many views anymore. I do hold it to a really professional standard. Like, if you watch some of my content and you go, oh, I hope that you'd be slightly surprised that it doesn't get the views that it used to. But no, I wouldn't want to do like an edited down version of a... If I want to film a Q&A, I'll do a Q&A next weekend. Like, there's no problem with that. Maybe I will bring back the A4 versus Uni series and just be like, you know, how is life now in the summer? Because I haven't done one in ages. But that series itself wasn't really working because I couldn't... It was in that period where I couldn't really decide whether I was going to be a Lego Star Wars YouTuber or a Lego musicals-esque YouTuber. And I've moved towards the latter. But still, build Lego Star Wars live, because unfortunately there's not a Lego musicals line. Even if there was, I would build that and Star Wars. You've ditched YouTube, but your Instagram grid is going places. Fair enough. Fair enough. Go back to your old content and then look at that quality. Thanks, gamer. Thank you. Well, to be fair, my content has increased in quality over time. Certainly, the videos I post now are better than the videos that I used to post that used to get far more views. Part of that is circumstance. I started posting at the height of lockdown, and people had nothing to do aside from watch 14-year-old me on YouTube talk about custom Lego minifigures and bang on about mock competitions, which is great. I don't think if I released those videos today that they would get the success that they did at the time. I think it was very much circumstantial and I was in the right place at the right time to do well, which I did. And I'm very proud of that. You should try Star Wars content, not Lego Star Wars. Again, my passion is for Lego. Like, I love Star Wars, but my passion is for Lego. The only other content I would ever consider making would be a political, like, podcast. And that is the only other type of thing that would actually get me going in terms of, like, I'd be motivated to do that. But it's just not something that I'd want to do right now. I don't have the time for it, and I don't have the energy to give to a project like that. Maybe in the future, that would be something that I could do. Start up, like, a political podcast channel. But no, not something I'm doing right now. For now, YouTube is very much on the back burner. Do it for the, you know, the real ones as such who care. Oh yeah, I forgot about the suggestion of a political channel, lol. Yeah, originally it was going to be me and Ed, but life got in the way. So, Ed and I still do send each other political stuff online and exchange memes and things. But we don't do it publicly. TBB mock competition was the event of the year, I know. Yeah, I remember my mock competitions used to get quite the rep. In fact, I was once sent a poster. Back when I was sent fan mail. Gone are those days, man. Gone are those days. That has been a long time. A long time since I've been sent any fan mail. But when I was sent fan mail, I once got a poster that said, the inventor of the modern day mock contest. Now, I don't know how true that is, but I was certainly very, that came all the way from America. From, I think it was a person at the time called Caleb, CN Brick Productions. So I still remember who he is. So if you send me fan mail, I will remember who you are. Damn, do you want me to send you more? You did send me quite a few fantastic drawings, Green Goose, which I still have, not here, but at home. I still have those drawings that you've done for me, which are lovely. Do you think after your college university days you might go back to full-time YouTube as a backup just in case the acting career doesn't go? I think full-time YouTube's probably riskier right now than full-time acting, just because full-time YouTube requires a lot of things, and Lego as a niche has kind of been cornered in many different markets as such. It's so difficult to break through as a Lego Star Wars channel if you're doing anything other than just rumor videos, and that's not what I would want to do. So, would I ever try YouTube full time? No, I don't think so. If I was unemployed, and hopefully I won't be, but if I was unemployed, then I would certainly do a bit more YouTube when I could, and enjoy doing my live streams and make a little bit of money doing that. But no, I don't think I can see myself doing YouTube as a career anymore. It was very much something that I would like to do on the side. I love the idea of doing acting, doing shows every day of the week, or maybe having one day off and then on that day in the evening doing a live stream. That would be great. That would be the best balance, I think. So I don't know, honestly, but I'm glad that I've kept YouTube going as sort of an open door. I'll send you my GCSE art coursework. I think you can keep that, Green Goose. I appreciate the offer, though. What did you do for your art coursework? You can have my pencil drawing of Lady Macbeth. Ooh, interesting. I'm, again, not particularly interested, but that... Well, I don't know why I said interesting then. Well, it is interesting that you created it, but I'm not necessarily interested in receiving it. I don't think I would be the one to appreciate that work of art, is what I mean, Green Goose. Old videos, ep, were dreadful. Old videos, ep, were dreadful? What do you mean, ep, were dreadful? But yeah, some of my old videos' qualities were, I suppose, dreadful, but they did well. They were, as I say, it worked for the time. There was an appetite to watch me in my bedroom recording videos on a camera about Lego. And that was that. I didn't have any fancy equipment. I literally just talked at the camera. In many cases, yelled at the camera, but people still watched. And very blessed that I had that period in my life that I can always look back on and say, yeah, that was what I did. And kept me going, actually. Gave me mental health help, really. Mental health focus in lockdown and everything. You'd be a great politician. Thank you, Green Goose. I mean, I'm sure some people in my life would disagree. There are some people in my life, I think I'm a bit of a Marmite figure. You know, dare I say, I think I might, if I were a politician, I think I would be a Marmite character. Who's a Marmite character? I really don't want to compare myself to this man, but Nigel Farage is a Marmite character, right? You either love him or you hate him. I'm firmly in the hating because I think he's a lying piece of... But, you know, I'm not going to go there. But I think if I was a politician, I would probably end up being a bit of a Marmite character where people would either like, yes, this guy is great, or, oh my word, I can't stand him. I think that's just kind of comes with my personality. I think I would be a bit of a love him or hate him character, which in today's day and age in politics, you can actually do very well. But, yeah, I certainly wouldn't want to go into politics straight away. But again, I'm keeping my political awareness something that I'm always working on, always consuming political content, trying to learn more about the world we live in and understand what makes people's, brains do what they do in terms of why they vote for people that clearly don't care about them. But yeah. I'd vote you for PM, thank you. I'm glad I can count on your personal support, Green Goose. But I love how we just whittled through my various career options in about 5 minutes. Slightly concerning now. Right, so I can either I can be a full-time YouTuber, Prime Minister, or an actor. I think an actor would probably be the best option of those three. However, if, dream would be, right, be an actor for a while, have a really successful acting career, then go into politics, get into Parliament, be a cabinet minister, be Prime Minister, bring in some big changes, probably leave with half the press hating me, because the press don't like it when you don't give more money to rich people, so I'd probably upset some of the press. But yeah, make some big changes and leave and retire and go and live, I don't know, probably maybe in another country, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. Yeah. If you were PM, would you give away free Lego? Well, funnily enough, I don't know if he's a Lego fan, but Rishi Sunak was a Star Wars fan, which was the only time I ever really agreed with him was when he said Revenge of the Sith was the best Star Wars film, and I was like, is there a human being in there? It's the first time I'd ever actually seen the human side. I'm sure if I actually sat down with him and had a chat to him, I would get on with him as a person. He was a terrible prime minister in my opinion, but he struck me as someone that you could get on with, even though I thought he was just weak and didn't agree with him at all. But I felt like when he did that interview, he did an interview where he said that he thought Revenge of the Sith was the best Star Wars film and he loved Star Wars, and I was like, you know what, I rate it. Yeah, that's the only time. And he didn't win my vote. It wasn't enough for me to go, right, actually, Tories deserve another chance. But Rishi himself liking Star Wars was like a surprising, oh, there's a human there moment. At the moment, I'd like to be a filmmaker, a journalist, or a vicar later in life. Interesting. I suppose to be a vicar, you have to do quite extensive training. There are a few people at my church that are, you know, training to be ordained, and big stuff. Takes a lot of time. Judy's favourite PM was Liz Truss. Oh, she was underrated. No, she wasn't. No, she wasn't. A journalist is interesting. A filmmaker is also really cool. Good idea. But I suppose to be a filmmaker, you have to be very innovative. Funnily enough, Red Bricks Productions, my friend has actually been working on his college coursework. And yeah, I featured in his college coursework. I did a little voiceover for him because he just said to me, "You're an actor. Can you do a voiceover?" And generally, we're in touch because we send each other political memes, and not actually because we have polar opposite political views, and I think we like to wind each other up quietly, or maybe sometimes less quietly. But it was just nice to do that for him, and I know filmmaking, or I don't know, something like that. Wait, you have friends, Judah? I know. Crazy. Yeah, crazy. I mean, I always thought I would always stay in touch with all my YouTube friends, and to some extent I have, some extent I haven't. It's nice though that I've been able to make really close friendships through YouTube, and really got me through some very tough times. Certainly, I think the person I'm closest with is Ed and Cynthia. You know, I see the most of them, but I'm still, you know, in touch with others. Right, let me switch to build cam. I'm putting together the engines for the ship, as you can see, coming together now. And then after this, one more bag, and then we're done. I can replace Kathleen Kennedy in Greenlight Andor's seasons 3 to 100. No. I mean, replacing Kathleen Kennedy might be a good idea, but certainly not more Andor. Andor was good, and I think leave it at that. It was actually, Andor was great. The end of Andor was great, but there isn't a part of me that wants, oh, I want Andor season 3 now. Although a show about the Bothans who died to get the information that Palpatine was on the Death Star, done by Tony Gilroy, set between Empire and Return of the Jedi. There's a story there, I'm telling you. There's a Rogue One-esque story to be told. No clue. It is very much a Rogue One-esque idea. And it's the kind of thing where you're like, oh, do we need to explain every single thing? Well, it's a good idea for a story. Rogue One was such a success that I would take that. I'm pretty sure there was a new Star Wars president. Are they looking for a new one? I mean, I know she said she would step down at some point, and I think she wants to leave after Mandalorian and Grogu as like a success, because that's obviously next year, and supposed to, I'm sure it will be a big box office hit. Like, I hope it will be, because I really enjoy The Mandalorian, and I hope it's going to be a good film. So I think she plans to leave on that, being like, look, I just had the biggest Star Wars debut in ages, and now I'm going to leave, when in actuality it will be to do with the people that were in charge of the film. No, because we all know you can't do effective storytelling with aliens. Yes, Tony Gilroy actually did get it right with some aliens in season 2. It was really interesting that he acknowledged it. In an article, he said that he acknowledged that he got some flack for not having enough aliens in season 1, and he tried to amend that in season 2. And I'm like, fair enough. One of my biggest criticisms was no aliens in Andor season 1. I'm sure I'm exaggerating, of course, but there were very few. And Andor season 2 totally flipped that on its head, gave us a great variety of cool-looking alien characters. So, no complaints on the alien front for me. Oh, I seem to have missed this out. Oh, that's annoying. Wait. There we go. Hang on. Just gotta add all those in, which is slightly irritating. There we go. Hey, Techno Studs, welcome on into the live stream. Really good to have you here. Thank you so much for joining me today. I am at the end of bag 5, which I think is kind of crazy, of the U-Wing. So, almost on the final bag, which I don't actually know what the final bag is, or it looks like a fairly small bag. The final bag includes, of course, K2SO. Lego Tools and I also just joined the chat. Thank you so much, guys, who are just tuning in. Please do make sure you hit the like button. If you would like to donate and support my content, there is a link in the description. My channel is fan funded, so if you're able to donate any amount just to support my channel, it would be a massive help, especially since I haven't live streamed in quite a while. But grateful for the donation from Paul Khan and the super chat we had earlier. Okay, there we go. Almost there. Nice. Nice. Okay. Time to attach the engines then. So I'll bring over the ship. Oh, I think it might be the other side of the engines, is it? Ooh, weird. Oh, like, oh, I see. Like that. Aha. Right, so let's attach those in there like so. Yeah, this looks cool. This looks cool. I'm slowly, like, this looks really good. It's changing my mind. Like, originally I was like, oh, it's small. It's like a baby U-wing, which isn't necessarily a bad thing, but it is small, but it's not. It's coming together now. Right, final bag. Final bag. Talks that Dave Filoni could be the next president of Star Wars. Interesting. I think he should definitely have the power to, like, veto certain Star Wars projects or, like, make amendments to them. Like, I think if he'd had a say on the Acolyte, for example, he could have made that show so much better, I think. Because the show itself is a really intriguing, cool concept, and I don't actually think it was that bad. But it's just the way it was done, and the show running behind it was just awful. Put loads of people against it. Okay, now, K2SO. Very cool. Our droid hero here can be popped together. Very cool mold. So I believe this is the same mold that they used in Rogue One, for Rogue One, Lego Star Wars, but slightly different print. I think that's what we discussed. Okay, he's also got a blaster. There we go. Brilliant. I'll hold it up. There we go. This is K2SO. Very cool looking. Look, you can even see the Imperial insignia on the side of that droid torso piece. Very cool looking. Great. Great stuff. That is K2SO. Non-battle damaged. I'll have to look when I go home just to compare it to my Rogue One K2SO to see what the difference is. But really cool minifigure that we got included. Especially since, like, he wasn't actually in that much of Andor overall. I think he was only in the final half, slightly less than that even. So it's nice that LEGO included him in this set as quite an iconic character. LEGO Tours, no, oh, well, that's to LEGO Tours. Krennic Shuttle is still a great set to this day. Oh, absolutely, it still holds up. Really good. A bit like Kylo Ren's Command Shuttle, which is another excellent LEGO Star Wars set that still lives up to its day. I'm not talking about the new one. I do kind of want to get the new one just because I want to complete that collection. I'm grateful to actually own the Nebulon B frigate, which is the first LEGO Star Wars midi-scale set. But I need a really good price to be able to pull the trigger on that. I will say he is a badass droid in the TV shows. What, K2SO? Certainly. Certainly is very cool. Should have been a Plagueis show. I agree, and that's why I think if the likes of Dave Filoni and that had a bit more of a say, obviously we'll never know, but we would have seen the difference. Oh, Blockspriggs, thank you so much for putting £5 and putting us up to £10 on our donation goal there. Thank you so much, Blockspriggs. Really generous of you, especially at the time that you got your baby. So please don't feel that you have to donate. But that's really kind of you. Wish you the best, Judah. Yeah, wishing you, Cynthia, baby, all the best. Cannot wait to meet the baby. When you do want to go on a live stream at some point, I don't know how soon that will be. Just let me know. When you want to FaceTime, whatever, and I can wave and say hello to the baby, let me know. I know the name, guys, but I'm not sharing the name. But yeah, wishing you guys all the best, and thank you so much for the donation. That's really kind. Okay. I think the last thing here is this, which is the back of the wings, and then... yeah, and then the windscreen, and that's it, I think. I don't know how many stickers. Maybe, no, we've done all the stickers, so we're very nearly in. This is really, really impressive, actually. Do you remember the time when I couldn't even build the Inquisitor's Scythe shuttle from Kenobi in a 6-hour live stream? It took me over 6 hours of building to get that set done, which is crazy. And now here I am getting the whole U-wing built. I mean, I know it's not the biggest thing ever. It's not quite as big as that set, but, you know, comparable speed building. Like, I've improved. I've certainly gotten a lot better. Okay, let's attach this in here, like so. There's one. Right, I'll show you guys in a sec. You may not be able to see right now, but I don't really want to tip it over. But you can probably see where this is going. Hope he's called Rogue. I cannot comment on that. Rogue One. The flash of Lego building. I know. I'm thinking of buying the new ISD at the same time as the Death Star. I mean, your wallet would just blow up, I think. You might do a Death Star on your wallet, Green Goose, if you did that. The Lego store employees will look at you like, what on earth? But if that's what you want to do, then go for it. I'm increasingly ending up with Lego that I don't have space to build. Like, it was a problem before, and now it's kind of like existential. So my parents need to urgently, well, they would say I need to urgently cut my Lego collection. I would say they need to urgently consider a Lego room for me. We have especially since I don't live there now, so we certainly have differing opinions. Well, I do live there, of course, that's my home, but... Okay, here we go. This is the... Ooh, engines look really good, don't they? Nice. Okay, now... Moving on, I think it's just a windscreen, and then we're done, which is really impressive. We will probably be done in under 2 hours, which is I'm very impressed with myself, if I do say so. Quite happy there. Yes, Lego room. Yeah, I know. Yeah, a Lego room is something I would. I mean, certainly when I get married one day, when I have a wife and have a home. Hopefully, in today's economy, who knows? But hopefully I'll be able to have my own home and get married one day. I don't know who my wife will be, but that's kind of an important thing that needs to sort itself out in the meantime. But I have plans, and if my wife doesn't want a Lego room, then, well, she might not actually end up being my wife then. Like, come on, if you won't let me have a Lego room, then come on. I know it's not the biggest priority in a marriage, but I don't know if I could quite sacrifice the idea of having a Lego room. That is like a big goal. It's a big life goal. Okay. But to be fair, I'd probably end up with a Lego room and then be like, right, this isn't enough because I need more space. And at that point, my wife would draw the line and be like, no. Okay, where is the parts I need? My goal in life is not only become a Lego sets designer, but also have my own room with shelves all around and a table for building on the middle, says Techno Studs. That's a very cool goal. That's awesome. The only place like that I suppose I can imagine is Lego House, and I would love to go. I've told this story a few times, but I was invited to go to Lego House to film content with Lego back in 2024, the start of 2024. An incredible opportunity, and I said, yes, of course I will. And they said, we'll pay for your flights, and we just want to get you over here for a weekend and film some stuff with you. And I thought, oh my word, this is a dream come true. And I just said to them, does it matter that I'm not 18? And they said, we're really sorry, but we can't actually offer it to you. And I haven't heard from them since, because that project was done. And they got some pretty high profile Lego influencers to do that, so I was shocked to have even been approached and asked. But yeah, so there's now a weird feature. I say it's a weird feature, quite a cool feature. That if you push forward, you open up the cockpit. I think it's so that you're not having to, like, I don't know. It was an original feature of the original U-wing, and it's nice they've kept it. The U-wing cockpit looks very slick indeed. You know what? I really like this. It looks so slick. I mean, I'm not quite done with it yet, so I'm going to reserve my full judgment. but you can probably tell like my tone towards this set has changed a lot. No, that's so unfortunate. That's heartbreaking. Yeah, I know. It was gutting to think, oh, I got this opportunity, and then bam, it was cruel. And yeah, haven't heard from them again about that. So I hope that one day, even if I'm not invited, I'll be able to go to Lego House and do it. But yeah, it's a story I tell, and it's a cry inside whenever I tell that story. But who knows? Who knows what the future holds? You know, that wasn't for me right then, and instead I ended up, well, I ended up where I am now. But Lego House is on my bucket list of places to be. So if there's a Lego employee watching, and you want justice for me, justice against whoever was in charge of that project. Well, it wasn't really their fault, but dangling it in front of me, saying, "What would you like to do this? Ah, you can't anymore." So if you want justice, make things happen. Obi-Wan didn't happen, gamer. Yeah, unfortunately, Cynthia wasn't going to go for that. Okay. Oh, there's a cool windows. There's a cool window bit here. I don't remember that in the last Ewing set. I'll just show you guys there. I don't remember there being windows in the last Ewing. I may be wrong, but you can open that and close that. So that's one side. And then we are approaching the end. The end is nigh. Better Call Costello. Hello, welcome. It's actually really nice to have a fairly solid audience. It started off quite slow, but as time has gone on, people have joined in, and it's really nice to have people engaging and just tuning in. It's really wonderful to see you guys still here. In October, I will be celebrating my 5th anniversary of being a Lego YouTuber, which is just utterly insane. Half a decade I would have spent making Lego YouTube videos, which is pretty impressive. So there will be some sort of, I want to do some sort of video or a giveaway or something special to mark that occasion. But the problem is I'd have to do something that would get my old audience to engage, to come back and be like, yeah. So I don't know what that would be. Wow, you're getting old. Well, we're all growing up. My audience grew up. It's the biggest thing people say to me, actually, when I say to them, oh, why don't my videos get the views they used to? And say, Judy, your viewers grew up. They were watching you as young teenagers, and then they moved forward, and they got exams, and boyfriends and girlfriends, and applying for uni, and living away from home, paying bills soon enough. It'd be crazy. It does make me feel old. But that's my audience. So I'm very grateful to the OGs that are still here. Okay, that's the other side. Once I finish this little bit, I'll be ready to share some final thoughts, and then we'll finish up for the evening. Okay. There we go. Like that. And then push that in. Nice. Pop our spring-loaded shooters in there. Damn, if it makes you feel better, man. I've been watching you for about 5 years now. Thank you so much. Really grateful to you. Again, it's not something that I'm bitter about. People grow up. Like, it happens. And I'm just very happy to those that are still here. Do I still speak to Red Bricks? I was saying earlier, generally he and I send each other, like, Instagram memes or things because we... about politics, because we disagree about politics. But we are friends who disagree about politics. Oh, thank you so much, Better Call Costello, for the €5, I think that is, donation. We got a fox there. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, Better Call Costello. It's really kind. Is it a fox? No, it might be a dog. There's a bone. I actually think that's a... I can't work it out. Well, whatever it is. Dono Dab. Yes, you're right, Ed. Better Call Costello. Thank you so much for the $5 super chat. Very much appreciated. That's going to support the channel. Okay. And with that being said, I have just finished the Lego Star Wars U-Wing. So all there is to do now is to pop my characters inside and take off. Now, the thing is, I don't know... I think Cassian is the only character that it's possibly fitting to have him inside, and you can't fit K2SO in there, which is kind of annoying. At least that I know of. I have finished the set. Let me pop it in. There we go. So Cassian's gone in there. I mean, obviously it's a bit of a squeeze. Cassian's kind of like lying down when he's in there, but that's okay. And then you've got the interior, which K2SO doesn't fit, you just have to sort of bung him in there. And I suppose you could put Dedra in there if you wanted to. Maybe I'll put Dedra in there as if she's, I don't know, stowed away or something. Does that work? Or no, you can't fit Dedra in there either. Oh no. That's really annoying. Because of the helmet, you can't actually fit Dedra in there either. Which means you can't put anyone in there if you've got Cassian at the top. But I don't think you can put anyone else at the top. So that's kind of annoying. Okay, I'll give you my thoughts. So, here we have the Lego Star Wars U-Wing. Really cool, actually. I was initially like, oh, this is a small build and fairly underwhelming. It looks good. It honestly reminds me of like a mock in terms of like the slick, in a good way, in like the slickness of the overall build. Far less studded, far slicker. Of course, far smaller. So you've got, why did I say that like I was a blimmin' BBC weather presenter? Of course, the weather, of course, the clouds are darkening. No. Anyway, here's the U-Wing. Of course, I said far smaller in terms of, this is about the same, I think. Actually, no, it was bigger because it was a bit deeper last time. But you've got Cassian in there, and you can pop Cassian inside with his control panel. Shut that there. You've got some spring-loaded shooters, and I believe if you press down on that, there we go. I'm not going to fire them at the screen, but they will fire. Pop them back in there. The main function of the U-Wing is, of course, the opening up of the wings. Here we go. So the wings are now open. If I can move back, it's pretty big in terms of like wingspan, overall wingspan. It's quite large. Now, here we come to the interior of the set. Like I've shown you the inside of the thing, and then you've got a fairly limited interior there, which is where you should really have a character. Where do I criticize this set? I suppose in its lack of depth. Like, this set is really close to being a really well executed, downscaled Lego Star Wars set. Unfortunately, the space, and let me know if I built it wrong, but I don't think I have. The space, inside here doesn't actually allow you to put Dedra or the ISB guy or put the box in the grey flap at the back, and then you have 2 seats. But 2 seats for whom? This is what I'm just checking and see that that's what it tells you to do in the instructions. I don't think that's what it tells you. Maybe is that? Then you have 2 seats, but you can't put anyone in there, can you? Like, even if I did put the box in the back, you can't put the minifigures inside. Like, sure, I can bung them in. Like, look, technically, oh, here we go. Technically, I've got Dedra inside now, and she can, but she's not sat down. So this is where I suppose I think downsizing goes a little bit too far. Correct me if I'm wrong on this. I don't think you can. Well, Green Goose says he's had them sitting down. Well, Green Goose is working wonders then, because I don't think that's possible. Look, unless you take her hat off, look, simply doesn't go in. Simply does not go in. And I don't think I've got that wrong. Have I? Have I got that wrong? Maybe? No. I don't think so. I will check that though. If you've had them sitting down, then I'll check. Let's have a look. What does it show on the back of the box? Yeah, it doesn't show anyone sat down inside of the back of the box. I'm gonna double check. She has to lean back a lot. Okay. You mean like a ridiculous amount? Right, let me take the box out. I suppose... Yeah, I suppose you're not wrong that if she leans... Okay, so technically, Green Goose, you've proved me right in terms of like if you remove the box and have her lying down to a point where she's like, you know, either doing a sit-up or like fully lying down, you can fit her in. I don't really think that's a point. I personally think it's a really good-looking display set, but for a play set, it's just annoying, I suppose, that you can't fit these guys in. And for example, you can fit Cassian in, I think. Let's try Cassian, shall I? You think put her in the brown bit? Hang on. All right, Green Goose. Fine. You're telling me to. You're trying to prove me wrong, are you? Okay. Put her in the brown. You mean there? Like that? She's still sort of leaning, like, unnaturally so. Like, and you can't. Can I put the box in with her there? Barely. Barely. Okay, so technically, Green Goose, you have proved me wrong in terms of, like, is it, oh, other way round. Oh, for goodness sake. Other way around. Okay, fine. The minifigure is kind of, all right. Maybe I've been proved wrong. But, no, it doesn't fit. Not facing the other way. Doesn't fit. What are you doing? No, you can't do it that way. You need to do any... Yeah, send me a picture, Green Goose. Go on, send me a picture. Right, I'll do my review. Green Goose will send me a picture and then I'll look like an idiot to everyone. Personally, it's a really cool set. It's got some really nice play features. The wings do the job really nicely. It looks... I think it aesthetically looks nicer than the other one, which is saying a lot. It was a good set. Play-wise, it's too small at the bottom. It's too small. Like... Sure, we can do technicalities on, oh, maybe if the minifigure leans back so much that you can... No, this should be enough space for, like, two characters. And I suppose technically it would be if you took their helmets off and had them bald. But it should be even one tiny little bit deeper, just so that you can fit it in. Swooshability. Should we do the swooshability test? Very swooshable. Pop them into flight mode there. Nicely sort of clips into flight mode like that. And then shoo. Meow. There we go. Very swooshable. Overall, it's a very good set. I'm just a little bit disappointed with the lack of... And I don't know why I am, because I knew it was going to be a small set. But I suppose a little bit disappointed with the lack of functionality in the inside. Because... if they give you minifigures, you know, you're obviously going to put Cassian in there as the pilot. I think the set should be big enough to pop at least one of them inside without having to, you know, lean them back a huge amount. Green Goose may have sent me a... should I have a look if Green Goose has sent me? Maybe not. Maybe not. Well, maybe he will at some... Actually, no, I haven't got my Instagram on. Let me just check. One more minute. Okay, Green Goose... Oh, no, not yet. Well, look, those are my opinions on the U-Wing. Overall, very nice set. Looks really accurate to Andor Season 2. It's a nice playset. Is it worth £60? It's not profoundly overpriced. Like, I've seen LEGO sets that are more overpriced than this one. I dare say it's maybe £10 overpriced as to what you should really be paying for this one. But it's a nice set. If you're a fan of Andor and you want... Dedra in LEGO, K2SO in LEGO, cool ISB agent guy, and of course Cassian himself with the U-Wing, which becomes quite an iconic ship in the show and is of course in Rogue One as well, and you didn't buy the original, then yeah, go out and get this one. If you have the original, is there really a reason to go out and get this one? I suppose if you really want the minifigures, but otherwise the original in size is superior. You've sent it, have you? Okay, let's have a look, Green Goose. You've sent me a picture. How have you done that? Right, Green Goose has sent me this. Right, let me copy this tutorial, shall I? What? Hang on, ladies and gents. I'm just gonna maybe have I built it wrong? Because if you can fit them inside, then half of my complaint kind of disappears. No. You mean like that? And then open that up like so, and you got that there, and then See, you've removed... First of all, you've removed the box. But you shouldn't have to remove the box. The gun goes up. Sorry, bear with me. I don't know how you've done that, Green Goose. Is it properly attached? I don't know how you've done that. Let me remove the box. My beef is how far Cassian... Yeah, Cassian does look like he's lying down. I don't actually... Wait. Bear with me, guys. Is this all just a ploy to get me to stay on live longer? What? I honestly don't know how you've done that. Because I don't think I've done anything wrong. How have you done that? Have you got her leaning back like a... No, you don't. I actually don't know. Green Goose has somehow managed to get her in there. You just have to fiddle with her for a bit. Well, somehow Green Goose has managed to do that. I can't. Just to show you, like, if you can technically put her the other way, sitting where the box is, and then lie her down. That's as far as I've been able to do, and then move the box. Like, technically I've been able to do that. That's my problem with it. It play-wise, like for kids, you should really be able to take the minifigures, put them inside the set, and fly the set away. It's kind of a basic requirement for a LEGO Star Wars set, and I'm slightly disappointed that the minifigures included don't allow that possible. I don't know if Cassian... Let's test Cassian. At the bare minimum, Cassian should be able to sit in there comfortably. Wow, Cassian... Okay, just about. Barely. You can see, barely Cassian goes in. Okay, so Cassian can sort of go in. Bare minimum, I suppose. Yeah, it's a really nice set. It looks really good. It's just a little bit disappointing, I suppose, as someone who grew up with the 2016, you know, big boy U-Wing, and then you've got this U-Wing, which is cool, but, like, significantly downsized. It's just much smaller. So can Dedra. Well, so says Green Goose. Maybe we can all have a competition over the week. If you've got the U-Wing set and you try and put Dedra in there and see if... That's not Dedra, is it? Hey, Spencer, Megan, Morgan, welcome. Yeah, see if you can put Dedra in there. Very cool set from a great series. I would recommend it on sale, 10% off, and then you've got yourself a deal if you like Andor. If you own the other U-Wing, then there's no real reason to get this. But if you like Andor and you like the minifigures is a big draw for a lot of people, and it's a good-looking set. If you're a child playing with it, I have a few problems. Green Goose pointed out that Cassian lies down like a huge... I don't remember in the... You know, maybe he had a reclining chair that we didn't see in the series. So, yeah, it's smaller. It should be... I wouldn't have minded if it had been just a little bit bigger. And, you know, tipped it up to, like... Is it $70, this one? Tipped it up to 75, 80. Just to make it that little bit bigger. But they obviously made the decision that, no, we want to go with a more budget-friendly version of the U-Wing, which I think sacrifices some of the playability. But swooshability and looks-wise, it's really good. That is my review of the U-Wing. It looks good, though. You have to say, like, looking very cool. Better value than the ARC 170. I kind of disagree. Having built both of them, I don't know, actually. I think I was more initially impressed with the ARC 170 than I am with this one. Maybe my opinion will change. I'll get back to you when I go home and I bring this one home, and then I can actually compare them side by side when I do a live stream in the summer. So remind me, Green Goose. Make a mental note. But that's my thoughts on the U-Wing, which I built in 1 hour and, well, it's been a while since I finished building it. So about 1.5 hours. Thank you so much, everybody who's tuned in today. It's been really good. Nice to be back. Thank you so much to those who donated, Blocks, Bricks, Paul Khan, and those who did super chats as well. Thank you so much. Thank you very much to everyone. Please do drop a like and check out my latest video about a LEGO Wicked set that LEGO should have made.